members of the panel, ladies and gentlemen, very good afternoon to you and very warm greetings from Government of Andhra Pradesh and on my legal capacity also. I will start off by saying that our mentioning about the vision of Government of Andhra Pradesh, in particular, looking at IT sector, the vision is to have transparency, accountability, and most important of all, to have a delivery system in place. In order to achieve all this, Government of Andhra Pradesh, way back in 1994 or 95 or 96, have tried to promote IT industry in a very big way, or to start with in a small way. We have, I don't know how many people are here from Andhra Pradesh. It has been, the IT industry has started off in a place by name Amitpet, which was the Makkah Madina of IT industry in Andhra Pradesh as well as in Hyderabad. In fact, the space that we are referring to has turned out to be an incubation center. The big people, we are looking at people like Infotech. They have started their offices in that particular incubation center in the area of 500 square feet. What has been done by government or Government of India along with Government of Andhra Pradesh was, we have taken the space from Hyderabad Urban Development Authority at a rate of 10 rupees per square feet. 4 rupees was paid from the pocket and 6 rupees was paid by the customer. That's how the incubation center has been developed. And the companies have got developed. After a year or 2 years, they used to go to their own places, which are in the meantime they have developed their own premises. They have shifted out. Presently, the government is going through a three-pronged strategy as far as IT department is concerned, as far as the IT component of Government of Andhra Pradesh is concerned. The first one I will refer to as infrastructure. When I am saying infrastructure, I am referring to both the physical infrastructure as well as the communication infrastructure. Physical infrastructure, ladies and gentlemen, I was asked by Dr. Samir to mention about the policy, but I am not mentioning flexible policy with us. As far as the minor investors are concerned, which is say 25 or 50 crores less than that, it is the policy. Also, more than that, we can discuss also, we can negotiate also. Coming back to the first strategy that I am referring to, that is the physical infrastructure. For the last 3-4 years, we have come out with a very big project by name Outer Ring Road, which is the first one that I am trying to mention. In an area of around 156 kilometers, the first phase, that is around 24 kilometers of Outer Ring Road, is already up and running. Of course, as a 4-lane only, it is up and running. It is likely to, by December, another 4 lanes also will be in this 24 kilometers. By end of 2010 or the mid of 2011, complete 156 kilometers will be in place as it stands now. Sometime overruns. The idea of having this outer ring road is to anywhere in Hyderabad, we can travel or traverse the distance in a matter of 40 minutes, either north to south or east to west. That is the basic plan. In Hyderabad, unlike say Mumbai, we are trying to develop Hyderabad 360 degrees. Say, to the west of Hyderabad, most of you have seen, or you are already here in the west of Hyderabad, Hi-Tech City got developed. I am sure most of you know how the Hi-Tech City has developed. In 1998, it was a desert as far as the western part of Hyderabad is concerned. The Cyber Towers has come up in the area of 6 acres, just 6 acres, and 550,000 square feet of area. From then onwards, Hyderabad and Andhra Pradesh have never looked back, from 98 onwards. To the eastern part or northeastern part of Hyderabad, we have specifically concentrated on biotechnology park. Various organization connected with biotech R&D as well as production staff. They are coming up there. To the eastern part, there's a lot of IT companies as well as education institutions. To the southern part, where our international airport is there now, which is constructed in an area of around 5,100 acres of land. Abetting this outer ring road, the plan, the grandiose plan of the Andhra Pradesh is to have around 22 satellite townships. But as it stands, we are looking at only 4 satellite, integrated, independent satellite townships we are coming up. Maybe by end of 2011, all the 4 satellite townships will be up and running. The intention is to see that the employee or the spouse or the children don't go out of the township and they are dependent on the township only. Everything should be available under one roof and one shelter or inside the township. There are various highways that are express highways that are coming up. The biggest PVNR express highway is coming up in Hyderabad, in an area that is the biggest in Asia, I guess. 11.5 meters express highway, which in a matter of 30 minutes you can travel from one side to the other side. To circumvent various traffic that is likely to come up in the span of say next 4 years or 5 years, we are coming up with an MRTS project, which has gone into some doldrums recent past, but now again it is taken off. MRTS is likely to come up in an area of around 67 kilometers, which will be running inside the city. This is to reduce the traffic congestion that is likely to come up in the next few years. Of course, MMTS is there, multimodal transport system, which is done by Government of Andhra Pradesh in collaboration with South Central Railway. That is running now, and we are trying to expand it another 200 kilometers or so. Apart from that, there's a lot of concentration that is being given on the infrastructure as far as the ports are concerned, both airports and seaports. We are planning to come up with 7 minor airports, or the airports in smaller towns. We are trying to come up in the next few years. Already, Visakhapatnam has been declared as the international airport, though the flights have not yet started operating. We're already having 2 major ports, if we can call so, in Vizag, both are in Vizag, and 13 minor ports, which are privately operated, and a few of them are already functional. Apart from this, if we are looking at the physical infrastructure, we have something to do with Fab City, that is manufacture of hardware manufacturing and semiconductor chip manufacturing. This is exclusively only for semiconductor manufacturing, which we have conceptualized and implemented. Already 12 companies have taken land there. Already 4 companies are in operation there. It has come up in an area of 1,100 acres of land in the southern part of Hyderabad. Almost every day nowadays you look at KG Basin news, so it's nothing new. So even Andhra Pradesh is trying to come up with an organization called APGIC, Gas Infrastructure Corporation, in collaboration with AP Genco, and we will be also be bidding for various facets that will be coming up as far as KG Basin is concerned. Apart from this, we have Pharma City, in an area of around 2,000 acres in Visakhapatnam. We have Biotechnology Park, which I have already mentioned. As the preceding speaker was saying, that they have around 10 lakh square feet of area lying in Chennai. We can offer around 4 lakh square feet of area, both in IT, SEZ as well as otherwise. Around 4 lakh square feet of area is available. There are a lot of inquiries, but still they are available, that's available. This is the first infrastructure, first strategy that I am referring to. The second strategy that the government of Andhra Pradesh is going to is the HR infrastructure. I do not know exactly whether we can boast or not, but as far as HR infrastructure is concerned, Andhra Pradesh is having the highest number of engineering colleges as it stands today. We have had Tamil Nadu also, Tamil Nadu, if I am not wrong, is around 400 or 405. So we are now around 640. Of course, there are some associated issues that are coming up with so many number of engineering colleges coming up, faculty, various other quality education, etc. But the intention is to see that the common citizen student, common citizen's child doesn't have to travel to the other state and pick up his technical education. That's how so many 646 engineering colleges have come up. And the intake will be approximately around 2 lakh or 2,10,000. We have around 158 polytechnic colleges, from which around 44,000 students will be passing out, apart from other MCAs, MBAs, other graduates are around 2,20,000 graduates also will be passing out, leaving aside pharmacy, etc. So a lot of emphasis is being given by the federal government as far as the HR infrastructure is concerned, leaving aside the other premier institutions like IIITs, Rajiv Gandhi IIITs, which are numbering 3, ISB, etc., etc. The last strategy that we are concentrating upon is the e-governance. E-governance has been concentrated right from 98, 99 onwards with a program called eSeva, which offers around 46 or 47 services, citizen-centric services. If you look at earlier to around 98, 99, most of the people have to travel, or they have to take one day off completely to pay various water taxes and various electricity bills, telephone bills, etc. Now everything has come under one roof and one shelter, that is under eSeva. Similar to that, there are various other activities like CART, computer-aided registration of documents, FAST, fully automated services transport, etc., etc. The latest that is coming up as far as the health sector is concerned is HRMS that is coming up, Health Resource Management Services, which is likely to come up, which is at the conceptualization stage now. In all probability, it has been put up to the government of India also, which has been appreciated well. In all likelihood, in the next 6 months or so, we will see it up and running. As far as it consists of 6 modules, starting from doctors to even procurement of medicines also. Common service centers and SDCs, you are very well aware, which are coming up. Even Andhra Pradesh is also coming up. This is as far as the third strategy is concerned. Apart from that, our initiation is on JKC, Jawar Knowledge Centers, which is last mile activity that we have taken up as far as engineering. To start with, we have started with engineering colleges. As it stands now, we are imparting in around 1,000 colleges, both graduation as well as engineering as well as MBAs. This acts like something like a finishing schools to make the students employable when they go outside. These are the various strategies that we are looking at. And we are intending, as rightly mentioned just now, earlier the plan was, we have around 44 or 45 departments. Everybody was decentralized. All the computerization, everything has been done in a decentralized manner. Now we have taken up, just around a month back. Everything will be centralized now. Everything, all the computerization, everything will be taken up through the IT department only, just to avoid the duplication and to have some validation. Thank you very much. This is from my side. Thank you very much.